Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Kung Fu Panda 4. And yes, I finally got to see Kung Fu Panda 4, and I'm a huge fan of Kung Fu Panda, and I have certainly been listening to Baby One More Time by Tenacious D for days, ever since it came out on Spotify on Friday of this movie's release. But yes, this is Mike Mitchell and Stephanie Stein who come together to direct this fourth installment in the Kung Fu Panda series, and where we find Po is he is still the Dragon Warrior, except Master Shifu reveals that he has to become what Master Oogway was to the valley, and he must find a successor to be the Dragon Warrior. And you don't have any of the Furious Five, but we do have Tai Lung coming back, and we have a really fun comic relief road trip kind of feel between Mr. Ping and Lee, so some James Hong and Bryan Cranston fun. But this time around, we have the villainous The Chameleon, played by Viola Davis, who's doing bad things. And who's the only one who knows anything about it? Jin, played by Awkwafina, who is a thief and winds up teaming up with Po to go on this journey and show him the way. And they go to the big city and try to stop this chameleon. This one is definitely the weakest of the Kung Fu Panda films. I feel like there's a couple aspects here that just feel a step down from the other three, which I absolutely love all three of them. The villains in the first three all were really well motivated and constructed, and here the chameleon just kind of feels like evil, and you're just like, okay, Viola Davis kills it, and that design of the chameleon is really cool. And they're just like, instead of making an interesting and engaging villain, let's make one that looks really cool, has cool powers, so we could bring back Tai Lung, who was a really cool villain, and Ian McShane is great. And then you have some other twists and turns that I honestly guessed from the very, very, very beginning. Unfortunately, because honestly, this movie's pretty obvious. There's not a whole lot of twists or turns that really feel like they're surprises. You could see them coming a mile away, and I feel like that narrative plotting kind of takes away from the enjoyment of the film, where it's just like, it takes a lot of like lazy, predictable, and cliched kind of elements and just throws them in there. It feels the least fresh of these Kung Fu Panda films. But I do like Po's journey. Po is trying to, get past the fact that, he just wants to be the Dragon Warrior. This is all he knows. But he has to be the mentor. He has to learn to teach. And I think I appreciated that journey, even if it's not fleshed out as well as some of his other arcs in these films. I do think that Awkwafina is being Awkwafina, and I think she'll be. Feel like this character who doesn't feel particularly interesting or unique. It's just kind of like Awkwafina doing her thing, and this character becomes increasingly more important, and you could probably see where it's going from the very start. It's like, I wonder where this search for the new Dragon Warrior is going to go. But, I think they have good enough chemistry together. I think Jack Black's doing fantastic as always. I do really enjoy the Bryan Cranston, James Hong kind of dynamic, but that's not even supposed to be like a super significant part. They're just supposed to be fun comic relief characters to the side. But, you also have Ke Huy Quan, Ronnie Chiang, and Lori Tan Chin, who are all such fun performers, and they don't get a whole lot to do. But in the end, the action is still great. Anytime there's fighting going on, they really know how to bring the martial arts in and make it engaging and fun in this animated way. I do feel like this film is still bright and vibrant. I feel like it's kind of missing some of the spirited elements of the first three films, throwing in some awesome 2D animation at times. I feel like this one kind of misses that boat. But overall, I think this is still a fun, enjoyable, and lighthearted romp with Kung Fu Panda. And definitely some of those characters feel missing, and that's disappointing. But in the end, I still feel like, they're obviously setting up for more movies, and I think this is a just fine way to set them up. And boy, did I sit through the credits for a training montage to Baby One More Time. I sure did. But those are my thoughts on Kung Fu Panda 4. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.